The scorching sun beat down on the dusty frontier town as 18-year-old Lila's world collapsed. Her family had sold her to settle debts, and she now stood trembling before a stern rancher, Cole Hawthorne, with 3 boisterous children clinging to him. Her heart raced, every beat echoing fear and uncertainty. This is my life now," she whispered, barely audible over the wind. Cole's eyes softened slightly as he studied her, but his demeanor remained firm. "You're part of this family now," he said, gesturing to the children who stared curiously. Lila's stomach twisted. She had never cared for children before, and now she was expected to mother 3 strangers overnight. Fear mingled with disbelief. This was no ordinary day. This was the start of her trial. The eldest, 6-year-old Emma, reached for Lila's hand, trembling. "Mama?" she whispered. Lila froze, glancing at Cole, unsure how to respond. He said nothing, only nodded, encouraging her silently. The children's faces were hopeful yet cautious, and Lila's heart tightened. She hadn't expected to care so quickly, yet already their eyes held her captive. Cole led her to the sprawling ranch, dust rising behind their horses. Lila's gaze wandered to the endless fields, the rugged mountains beyond, and the barn filled with animals. The magnitude of her new life hit her. She felt powerless, a pawn in a world far bigger than her. And yet, somewhere in Cole's quiet determination, she glimpsed something unexpected: security. The first night was a storm of chaos. The children fought over blankets, cried for water, and demanded attention. Lila barely managed to serve them dinner, her hands shaking. Cole watched quietly, stepping in only when necessary. "They need guidance," he said softly. Lila swallowed her fear. "And I need guidance too," she admitted under her breath. Days passed, and Lila began to find her rhythm. She learned the children's habits, their favorite foods, their fears. Cole observed from a distance, offering subtle instructions. One evening, Emma whispered, "I like you, Mama." Lila froze, tears threatening. She had expected resentment, not affection. Her heart began to soften. This family was slowly becoming hers. But the frontier had no mercy. One morning, a rival rancher approached, threatening Cole's land and livelihood. Lila watched, terrified, as Cole faced the men alone, his jaw set, eyes blazing with authority. The children clung to her, frightened. Lila realized then that Cole's strength wasn't just physical, it was the unwavering protection of his family, and now she was part of it. Night fell with tension lingering. Lila tucked the children into bed, praying silently they'd be safe. Cole entered the room quietly, placing a hand on her shoulder. "You're doing fine," he said softly. Her heart pounded. I'm trying," she whispered. His eyes softened, revealing a warmth beneath his rugged exterior. For the first time, she felt a fragile hope blossom weeks turned into months. Lila became the heart of the ranch, caring for the children, helping with chores, and even tending the animals. Cole watched her quietly, impressed by her resilience. The children laughed more, their home alive with warmth. Lila couldn't deny the strange sense of belonging forming within her, something she had never imagined possible when she had been sold. Then one evening, a messenger arrived with news that Lila's family intended to reclaim her. Panic surged through her. Cole saw the fear and gathered the children. "No one touches our family," he said, voice unyielding. Lila's heart raced. This was more than protection. It was defiance, and it terrified and comforted her at the same time. The next day, the family confronted her. Lila's eyes met Cole's, and his silent reassurance strengthened her resolve. "I'm staying," she said firmly. The shock rippled through the townspeople. Cole stepped beside her, his presence shielding them. "She's part of this family now," he declared. The murmurs of the crowd fell into stunned silence. Life returned to a fragile calm. Lila and the children shared laughter, meals, and quiet evenings by the fire. Cole taught her the ways of ranch life, while she brought love and nurturing to the household. One night, Emma whispered, "I'm glad you're here, Mama." Lila's eyes brimmed with tears. She realized that what she had feared, bonding with strangers, had become the greatest gift of her life. But peace was never simple on the frontier. A rival gang returned, threatening to seize the ranch. Lila stood beside Cole, her heart pounding, ready to protect the children. The townsfolk watched, holding their breath. Lila's transformation from a terrified girl to a determined protector had begun. Cole faced the threat head-on, backed by Lila and the children. The gang retreated, silenced by the unity and courage of the small family. Mara and the children clung together, relief flooding their faces. For Lila, this was the moment she realized she was no longer a victim. She was a part of something larger, loved and respected, a family forged in adversity. Spring arrived over the ranch, melting snow into streams that glimmered in the morning sun. Lila rose early to tend the animals, the children trailing behind her, giggling. Cole watched from the porch, admiration in his eyes. The youngest, Tommy, ran to her with a wooden horse he had carved. "Look, Mama!" he shouted. Lila laughed, warmth filling her chest. She realized she was no longer just surviving. She was thriving, surrounded by love she never expected. One afternoon, a stranger rode to the ranch, seeking to challenge Cole again. Lila's heart raced, but she didn't flinch. She stepped beside Cole, ready to defend her family. The children clung to her skirts. Cole's gaze met hers, silently saying, "We stand together." The townsfolk gathered at a distance, murmuring. The sight of Lila, once terrified and now fearless, silenced them. This young woman had grown into the strength of the frontier itself. The stranger, realizing the unity of the family, dismounted slowly. Cole held Lila's hand, giving her courage. "You cannot break what stands together," he said firmly. The rival left, defeated not by weapons alone, but by loyalty, courage, and love. Lila exhaled, tears glinting in her eyes. She had found a power she never knew she had, the power to protect those she loved fiercely. Evenings became sacred. The family would gather by the fire, sharing meals and stories. Lila noticed the subtle changes in Cole. His rough exterior softened, laughter returning to his voice. The children thrived, their fear replaced by joy. Lila touched her hair, thinking how far she had come from the frightened girl sold at 18. Now she had a home, purpose, and belonging. One night, Emma climbed onto Lila's lap. "I love you, Mama," she whispered. Lila hugged her tightly, heart swelling. Cole watched quietly, pride in his eyes. The family's bonds had deepened, unshakable even in the face of adversity. Lila realized love was not just an emotion. It was the strength to face the world together, the courage to claim a future once denied. Months passed, and the ranch flourished. Crops grew, animals thrived, and the children's laughter filled every corner of the home. Lila and Cole worked side by side planning for the future. Mara, the eldest, taught the younger ones, while Tommy and little Jack explored the fields, fearless under Lila's watchful gaze. The ranch was more than property. It was sanctuary, love, and a testament to resilience. Then, a letter arrived from Lila's family, offering wealth if she returned. Lila read it silently, then looked at Cole. The children played nearby, oblivious to the weight of her choice. She shook her head. "This is home," she said firmly. Cole smiled, understanding. Wealth could not replace love. Family could not be sold or bought. It was built, nurtured, and defended with heart and courage. Cole and Lila worked together to fortify the ranch further, building fences and repairing the barn. Their hands brushed often, sending warmth through Lila's chest. The children, sensing peace, no longer clung in fear but ran freely, their laughter echoing through the hills. The once fragile girl was now the anchor of the family, her presence solidifying a home that no storm could shake. One evening, as the sun set in brilliant shades of orange and pink, Cole finally took Lila's hand. "You've become more than I could have hoped for," he said softly. Lila's eyes glistened. "You gave me a family and a chance at life I never imagined," she replied. In the fading light, love bloomed quietly between them, unspoken yet undeniable, woven into every heartbeat and glance. The town began to notice the transformation. Whispers spread of the girl sold at 18 who had tamed a wild frontier life, raising 3 children and commanding respect. Mara and Tommy shared smiles with townsfolk as they passed, confident and happy. Lila's courage and compassion had silenced skepticism, showing that strength and love could coexist even on the harshest frontier. Winter returned, but the ranch was warm with firelight and family. The children snuggled with Lila and Cole, stories and laughter filling the room. Outside, the snow blanketed the land, but inside, hearts were full. Lila reflected on her journey, from fear and despair to courage and love. She had faced the world, fought for family, and discovered the power within herself she never knew existed. Spring came again, greener and brighter. The ranch thrived, the children played under warm skies, and Lila tended the garden with Cole beside her. Their hands met often, squeezing in silent understanding. The hardships of the past seemed distant, a memory etched only to remind them how far they had come. Life, love, and family had finally settled into harmony. On a golden morning, Lila watched the children running through the fields, laughter echoing across the valley. She turned to Cole, smiling. "I never thought life could feel like this," she said softly. Cole brushed a strand of hair from her face. "This is what family does," he replied. "It protects, it nurtures, and it gives strength when the world is harsh." Lila nodded, her heart full. The family stood together at the porch, sunlight bathing them in warmth. The baby laughed, the older children played, and Lila leaned on Cole's shoulder. He wrapped an arm around her, whispering, "We are home now." In that moment, the frontier's harshness faded, replaced by love, unity, and hope. They had faced the world together and emerged unbroken, stronger than ever.